Your food is being grown in municipal sewage sludge. Did you know that? Listen to this.
All grain going to facilities are commingled. There's no way they're going to control that.
That was an Ohio Department of Agriculture employee confirming that crops grown in treated sewage sludge are not separated from traditionally grown crops. It's turned into our cornflakes, chips, oils, pretty much everything we eat, or that's eaten by things we eat. So-called BioSolids companies try and make it look like they're doing us a big green favor by turning farm waste into electricity and often free organic fertilizer for farmers. They make it sound like it's wins all around. But here's a recent spill in Morrow, Ohio, thanks to a company called Renergy. The biodigester company has locations there and in Greene County, Ohio. Just one instance of how this company has not been a good neighbor to us. Biosolids are organic, all right. The same way anything that is carbon-based is technically organic. But that's about as organic as their end product is. No, it's got up to 92 different chemicals which pass regularly through city sewer systems. Prescription drugs, cleaning products, illicit drugs, hospital and funeral home flushes. There's bisphenol, formaldehyde, mercury, prions. Be sure to look that up. Prions. 92 chemicals regularly found. But the so-called EPA only requires tests for 9 chemicals. And they approve of growing food in this and think it's a good idea? The EPA itself has even concluded that they're unable to assess the impact of biosolids on human and environmental health. So they can't assess its impact, but they're allowing it anyway? Here in Ohio, and indeed across the country, these so-called biodigesters are growing in numbers and they have powerful lobby interests behind them. There are big bucks involved. It's big business to take municipal waste, thousands of dollars per load. And the cities and counties are very apt to make deals with and help these companies. It saves local government money to send waste to a digester where it's eventually disposed of right onto our food supply. Please look through this Facebook page. It's littered with videos documenting what has been happening here in Greene County, Ohio, from the nature of digesters to what this company does to what we would construe as political malfeasance at many levels, possibly criminal in nature. But the bigger picture is this. Do you want to eat food, feed your kids food, grown in a toxic slurry of everything that goes down the toilets and sewers of the big city? Odds are, we already are. Please spread the word about biodigesters. Speak out, inform others, and encourage farmers you know to not be fooled by the promise of free fertilizer. It's not just poop. It is not just poop.
Investigates is getting new information about an environmental spill from an Ohio farm. It happened in Morrow County and involves an environmental mess.
Yeah, a large spill last month now has the Ohio Attorney General asking that the farm stop what it's doing, arguing it could pose a hazard. Here's Chief Investigative Reporter Bennett Haberman.
For years, neighbors living near this Morrow County farm have complained about foul odors and raised concerns about what's happening here.
It just goes on and on. If it's not this spill, it's something else. It's the trucks, it's the smell. Yeah, we feel helpless, really.
10 Investigates first reported on a company called Renergy back in 2019. It has operated on this farm for years, collecting animal manure and other waste, placing it in the digester, which then helps create electricity. The leftover waste product has been spread on the fields as fertilizer. But last fall, Ohio's EPA and the Ohio Attorney General's office accused the farm and those who operate it of taking in too much material and improperly storing it in these tanks. The farm owner told 10 Investigates they're still making repairs to their operation, but declined to comment further. The torn-up earth is what's left over from an incident 4 weeks ago. The problem was that back on Christmas Eve, the digester behind me malfunctioned, and 150,000 gallons of manure and other waste products spilled onto neighboring properties. John Dabakin lives across the street. He showed me a sample of the material he collected in this mason jar from the thousands of gallons that had to be cleaned up from his property. That's it, huh?
That's it. Building something like this uphill from everything drained it down to the river, it's, I don't know, a mess.
I asked John and his wife Carol what are their outstanding concerns.
Contamination of water, for one thing. Of course, our front yard is full of, the word would be, you aren't going to want to hear the word I would say, but it's a short word, you know, it starts with an S. Yeah, we've got kids and stuff around here, and this has been our home. The smell sometimes can be horrific.
Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost's office has asked a judge for a preliminary injunction, seeking to stop the farm from activities that the state alleges threaten public health, safety, and the environment. In Morrow County, Bennett Haberly, 10 Investigates.
Well, the farm operator, Alex Ringler, said he would have a public relations firm they work with contact 10 Investigates with further comment. We'll let you know when we hear back.